right, so the plan now is, guys, I'm going to watch the trailer, the Race the World First trailer, and we can talk about, since I helped create, I didn't have like the biggest part, but I did have a part in like the creative behind the announcement trailer, some of it, the announcement trailer and the documentary, because I worked behind the scenes. So there were 3 people, well, mostly 2, and then my ass, behind this trailer. Nicole and Andy. I will link them or something. I don't know. But they're amazing. So we'll watch it and then we can talk about it. I can give you guys behind the scenes stuff. All right.
Man, he's always late.
Tell me about it.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, boys.
Hey,
What's up?
about time.
Cheers.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Max, you were late again.
Dude, I'm never late. Okay, well, yes I was, but I have an excuse. I was dragon riding in a new zone, and I had a really bad bug.
That's not what happened at all. I know what happened.
Okay.
You were in Orgrimmar, and then out of nowhere, like this giant chicken showed up, and then he had like an armada of other chickens, and they were invading, and you were like, "I'm Liquid Max, get behind me, I'm such a great leader."
That's not really how it happened. This is how it happened.
Why do you always show up?
Why don't you tell how it happened?
All right, here's what actually happened. Max, you were streaming when Blizzard released a new blue post.
Ah, that'll do it.
Then what?
I don't want to ruin it for them.
For who?
Them.
Tune in on May 9th at twitch.tv/teamliquid. Don't be late.
And then you'd like decide to step in, you're like, "Get behind me, everybody rally behind me.
Yeah.
I'm such a great leader, I got this." And then an armada of chickens.
I'm sorry,
came
I
through.
was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. That's hilarious, though. Wow.
Amazing. Dude, yeah, no, it worked out. Like, it fit his character that he's, like, very hairy. He could. Unfortunately, it was, like, rented. We had a wardrobe lady, so we didn't buy them. But, yeah, they all looked good. So, what's cool about this video is it was convenient because Atlas and Max and Bubba, they all live in California. And so they just drove here. So it was really easy to do. We didn't have to fly anyone out. And then both Alexa and Bwippo were just like down to be extras because they play World of Warcraft. So like, I wish you could see more of Alexa's outfit because it was so pretty. She was in this like dress with this cute little like corset thing. And then Bwippo looked really good. I think he had a weapon too. Like Bwippo's a League. I think he's a former League competitor, and he's just streams League now. They're both on Team Liquid. And then Alexa does Fortnite mainly, but she's kind of actually switched over to League recently as well. So they're also Team Liquid content creators, and they were just down to be extras. So they're both in some other content that is going to be released sometime during the Race World First. So that's going to be cool. So this is all CGI. Andy did this. Super awesome. Super talented. I don't know whose idea this was, this Easter egg, but I was the one that made this poster, and then I like crumpled it up, made it kind of, you know, crumply looking, and I like burned the edges, which is actually surprisingly harder than it looks. But this was a fun Easter egg that a lot of people liked. And I tried to get Kalamazzi to like not, I wanted him to react to it on stream, because I thought it would have been hilarious, but he found out about it before he had an opportunity. So yeah, me too, Barrett. I do remember doing it, but I think it was like, I don't know. For some reason, it was harder than I remember. But yeah, I did it for like school projects and stuff. We'd spill tea on it. Oh yeah. I didn't put it in the oven or anything, but it printed that color. Like I used a background that was kind of old looking. So this scene where they're just dicking around in their swords, this was during a break, but they couldn't stop sword fighting with each other for fun. And so our camera guy our cinematographer just started filming it, and it worked out really well. Like, they're literally just dicking around. Like.
Man, he's always late.
All right.
Tell me about it.
Bubba has never acted before, and he did a great job.
And I had a really bad bug.
So the concept was supposed to be, by the way, that like this is in the future. I don't think that really came across, but I don't think it matters. This is supposed to be in the future after the tier. And they're like in the tavern drinking yeah, you like the Wilhelm scream? Drinking beers, talking about the fact that Max was late to raid again. And he's like making up excuses as to why. So this is Max's story, but it's bullshit. And then this is Atlas's story. The only thing that we had in the script was like, oh, chickens invaded Orgrimmar. And we kind of just told Atlas to like improvise. And dude, he nailed it. He did such a good job.
I know what happened.
Laced TV made all of this in-game footage, by the way, and he did a great job.
Like this giant chicken showed up, and then he had like an armada of other chickens, and they were invading, and you were like, I'm Liquid Max, get behind me, I'm such a great leader.
That's me. This dress was beautiful, but so hot. I was like steaming. And we can't have the AC on in this room because it makes noises. It gets picked up by the microphone. So I was freaking dying. Chicken nuggets, that's a reference to like the chicken nuggets in previous tiers, how like nuggies have been.
Go with some nuggies.
Do not talk whoever that was again, but that was fucking hilarious.
A big thing. So Atlas ate like 40 chicken nuggets that day. We bought a bunch of them. Nicole bought them. And he had a little pouch that he kept them in. And we offered him like in film, when you have to do multiple takes where you're eating, they have like a spit bucket where you take a bite and then you spit it out so you don't get super full. Atlas was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm powering through. So he ate a lot of chicken nuggets. And there was one take where Atlas like burped. Like it was like a silent burp. And I somehow held it together. But yeah, a lot of chicken nuggets were consumed by Atlas.
You were streaming when Blizzard released a new loot post.
Ah, that'll do it.
That line was Frank's idea. I was like, we need a realistic, because like the whole thing is, Bubba's the analyst, so he kind of like brought us back down to earth. So Frank gave it a good idea, because we needed a kind of a realistic, like what would actually happen? Why would Max actually be late? So Frank was like, oh, Blue Post, and he was streaming it. So
I don't want to ruin it for them.
for who?
Them.
I think this bit was Max's idea, them, because of like the claw from Toy Story. I think this is Max's idea. I'm not sure. This fucking kills me. Bwippo over here and Alexa, and poor Bwippo had to like contort his body to make this angle work. And we had to do it like several takes of this, but he was a trooper.
Damn. And then you'd like decide to step in, you're like, get
genuine
behind
outtake.
me, everybody rally behind me.
Yeah.
I'm such a great leader, I got this.
That's good. Okay, so I've got some behind the scenes photos also, but such a great trailer. Thanks. That's me that did the voice line. This one? Yeah, this is me.
Tune in on May 9th at twitch.tv/Team Liquid. Don't be late.
Can you not tell? I do a lot of the voice lines. I did a voice line for a random like Alienware ad once that they needed because Andy was editing it. He was like, hey, can you record this real quick? And I was like, yeah. Wonder if I can find it. Might just be the mic. Maybe. Yeah, well, then I put on like a voice like, tune in at twitch.tv/Team Liquid. Don't be late. I don't know. It's not like my natural voice, but... Okay, anyways, let me find the behind the scenes photo. Okay, here's one photo. This is when we were setting up. This is Matt. He's like grip. He helps like the cinematographer with lighting, and he just kind of does like the odds and ends and stuff and helps just like set up, and he does a lot. He's really good. He's super nice. This is Nicole. She's an absolute fucking queen. She was the producer. And then this is Fala. She's the set designer. So this set is actually used for TLDW, if you guys ever watched that, if you guys are Team Liquid fans. And it was already made, kind of, but we just extended it to make it look like more of a tavern. Okay, so here's like the initial setup of it. We were like kind of working on the lighting. Here's when it really started to look cool. And you can see another set in the corner here. Like a lot of Team Liquid stuff, at least in NA, is filmed in like one room and every corner. So actually you guys might recognize this. This is the corner that we did the interviews in for the documentary. So that's that's Paul. I wanted to make a Balenciaga AI of him, so I took a picture of him. Here is my little setup. So here's the set. This is like the director's thing. This is my script that's on here. I printed out the script. Here's that. More angles. I don't know. They're just chilling here. Here's when we first put up the wanted poster. Obviously this moved. Let's see. This is when we really started to make it look nice. There's that again. Here's Bubba. Here's Max. I don't know whose shoulder this is. I want to say maybe Ethan, the sound guy. This is this is a cool behind the scenes photo. This is our makeup artist Shayna. She's beautiful. I love her. Touching up their makeup. This is a really bad photo of me, but I just wanted to take a picture of my ears. There's Blippo and Alexa in the dark. I don't know what the point of this picture is, but that's funny. All right, anyway, so that's the behind the scenes of the trailer. We can do the documentary next if anyone, I don't know, has any questions before moving on. But yeah, huge shout out to Andy and Nicole for working their ass off on that. It was really fun. Turned out awesome. Hopefully we get to make one of those every year. A good guild. So this has a lot more context. This is something that Andy pitched a while ago, like a month before the Race World First. And he put so much freaking effort into it. So definitely like give him, he deserves all the praise. I didn't help on this nearly as much because I was busy. I helped with some of the creative, but really like Nicole and Andy put the most work into this. And I think it turned out really good. So I'm going to pause it a lot. You guys ready? All right, here we go.
The Race to World First is the biggest event that World of Warcraft has ever seen.
The only way to handle the pressure of 100,000 people watching you is to pretend they're not there.
So you guys recognize that set? It's in the other corner. It's in the opposite corner of the medieval set.
The servers are up, and so are we as the Team
That's Nicole!
Liquid Alien.
Look at our menorah. It's so cute. Dude, some people are so mad that like, they're like, you light the menorah at night. You're doing it wrong. Blah, 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 blah. But like, we had Christmas trees. We also wanted a menorah. Our camera guy for the morning show was actually Jewish, and he was like, I mean, it's technically not at the right time, but like he thought it was cool that we were paying homage to Hanukkah as well. So
there's a loan that went in from each
3, 2,
all right.
4.
Anyways,
The servers are up, and so are we as the Team Liquid Alienware training facility gets rolling for the start of the Race to World First.
You know, this was my desk, but Ferris from Blizzard was there, and she was like hanging out, and I was working, and she's like, hey, can I like do my dailies on your computer? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I guess that is the time that they decided to get this shot. So yeah, this is the talent room. This is where we all were. So there's Jack. This is Preheat. This is Jet. Cam's usually sat here. I think, yeah, he is there. Zyro. This is Ferris, but normally where I would sit. Nagura's here. There is somebody sitting here, and I don't know who it is. I think it's Nicole. And then here's Makes.
I'm sure they have a plan.
The amount of comments where people were like, why are they wearing masks? Like, we had someone there that was immunocompromised, so we wore masks. And people are like freaking out. It's unreal. Like, half the comments are like, why are they wearing masks? Friggin' liberals. Like, Jesus.
Plan in mind for what they want to do for the day, be it just do splits all day.
Raid testing, which is about the
Max's skin? Why does Max have like ridiculously flawless skin here?
That's something I would say we've taken
Bro.
before the new one. We prepared more this time than any time.
Bro, for free? For free? The Raiders are just showing their feet?
With the raid being released on all difficulties at the same time, it makes
Atlas is funny as hell.
preparation a little more important.
I don't know what it is about him, but he exudes an energy like he could be a dick, but he's really not. He's a big softie.
Okay, the level of detail that goes into plan.
This is alcohol. I'm pretty sure this is a bottle of gin from Estonia, because Trey, the guild GM, lives in Estonia.
When we're planning something like this, there's a ton of different aspects we have.
Chris is the events guy. He doesn't play World of Warcraft. Super fucking nice. Love him.
Okay,
He
the level
has
of
a cat.
detail that goes into planning a race.
He has 2 cats.
When
They're
we're
very cute. They always show
planning
up in
something like
meetings.
this, we're flying 40 plus people on a guild to come perform here. We're thinking about broadcast production, which in and of
Dude, I told them not after the pictures were done. It was too late.
we have
I told them, I was like, you should not
ton
have
of
put
different
a dean in the
aspects
middle
we have.
because people are gross and people will make that really gross joke about the porn. So I saw a dean in the middle. I was like, oh no, people are gonna make the joke. And guess what happened? They made the joke. So we have MZ this time around, and I'm gonna be like, dude, don't put MZ in the middle. Just put her somewhere on the side, just a regular spot. They put her in the middle because she's short, and they did it by height, and it just happened. Like, she's the shortest one. So,
as well as,
but it's happened to me. I have been in a picture with all men, and then it's just me, and people make that fucking joke, and I hate it so much. Like, I don't think it's funny at all. So I'm like, it's gonna happen. People are gonna make that joke, and they did.
all the marketing that goes along with something like this. So when we start planning it, I think
for Race to World First, for planning it,
this is Waveform. They're the production company that has been with us since like forever. They've been around as long as I have. Maybe even before. They maybe have even been there since before I was casting. But it's really cool. They have a cool story. None of them play World of Warcraft really. And now they're like as much of a fan of Team Liquid as you guys are, just because they want to win. They're part of the team. They're a part of the guild in a sense. You know what I mean? Because they've been with us every step of the way.
You could say
Salil, he's awesome.
It from
super weird, giant weeb. Love him to death. This is Adelisa. She's a fucking badass. I'm obsessed with her. We stand.
Prepare for like everything and nothing at the same time.
Why do I look kind of rude in this? I'm just like, hand me the script. Why do I look so rude? I'm like,
ready for any scenario that could possibly happen. And
a monitor toucher? Wait, did she touch the monitor?
And nothing at the same time. Like everything.
She is! My dad would have yelled at her. I got so much shit for ever touching monitors back in the day, dude. Did anyone else's dad yell at them for touching monitors? I would get yelled at if I did that. Oh, I'm gonna have to have a talk with her. Also, they're all Canadian, except for like one or two of them. Waveform is Canadian, and you can like, she's got such a thick Canadian accent. You'll hear it in the Waveform team's interviews.
Where we're live and we're sort of ready to like jump in with any idea.
Why do I look like an asshole? I'm just like, I love Mix. I love her hair. It looks like Narcissa. I'm obsessed with it.
And hours upon hours and figuring.
Also, this little thing, I did this. It's a piece of cloth. This is like a random piece of cloth that I found, and I tried to drape it so it looked like a blanket, which was hard to do. And then we put Blue there. And I'm pretty sure we duct taped Blue's butt so that Blue wouldn't fall over.
Figuring out how they work. I do testing. I look at other people's testing.
Hey, look, it's me operating a camera, which I know how to do. I picked up a camera because there was a really cool shot. They were like setting up or something. I was like, oh, we need to capture this. And we had cameras that we reserved for just us. And I don't know, I'm proud of myself. They were like, oh, you know how to operate a camera? And I was like, yes, I know how to operate a camera. Okay, I went to film school for like 2 semesters. Okay, I know. I don't think my shots got used, but I still feel cool that this made it in.
Right. Because I can't wait until 40 years from now when
Wait, what does this say? Video content, Race World First Media Day. Crew, Nicole Eiya, Matthew Shana. Look at this. Look, crew, Nicole Eiya. Dude, we work together on so much shit. Nicole Eiya. There's Paul, who not PvP Paul, but I love producing. I fucking love producing so much. Okay, anyways.
Hundreds of people.
That was Tanner. He's like the, I mean,
there's so much that
title
goes into these and so many people.
But he's like the wellness coach for Team Liquid. And he really helped the Raiders this time around with like nutrition and mental health. And like he got them moving every morning, which I thought was really cool. I think that was something we really should have implemented in Boston. I know Jen and I talked about it briefly, like how it was such a dark building with like no windows. And I feel like it would have been good for them to take a little walk every day or something.
Would you like chocolate gold? We'd like one. Do you want more than one?
I don't know. What are
This was so cute. So this was just like a fun behind the scenes thing that Nicole and I came up with. So Adine was the Liquid treasurer, right? So she's like, they call her the bag keeper or something like that. So we bought her a Team Liquid bag and then we filled it with chocolate coins so that she could go around and give people like gold, but it was chocolate coins. And she went into the room and you can see people swarming because they wanted the candy.
the rules?
Look, it's like
the more
candy.
You get, the more rank
Candy?
1 rolls you get for your R3s.
Okay.
So more?
Yeah, more is good.
I don't know. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
How many will you take, Jordan?
2. Okay.
How many do you want? 2. Blop. I love Jordy. This is fired up and this is Dranny here. Don't know who's on the left.
The guild requires a lot of gold for the world first race. We also have an amazing add-on that our wonderful Ironi made for us, where it automatically tallies all the
so
gold
complicated
in
looking.
guild banks and on characters.
Oh my god, I think this is about to be a greatest hits album right here.
Going with some nuggies.
Such a good
Do not
moment.
talk whoever that was again, but that was fucking hilarious.
That's gonna be a primal.
Bro, this was so fucking funny.
Do not talk whoever
Dude, this is Nicole. There's preheat. What pants am I
that was
wearing?
again.
Evened themselves out at that.
It probably is on the soundboard,
Is
patience.
Taros is going to fall.
KSP is the most. He has the thickest. He's from Birmingham, and has like the thickest fucking accent. He's so nice, but I can never understand what is coming out of that man's mouth. I feel bad.
Pull.
This was fucking funny. This was a charity incentive. I don't know who came up with it, but basically we're holding water in our mouths and we're slapping each other with tortillas.
You got it! Oh my gosh!
This was my idea. I was like, hey, what if we do like a tunnel? Like when you did soccer as a kid and all your parents did a tunnel. So you did a little tunnel. There's me. In my BDSM thingy.
Yep.
How's it feel to get another boss down?
It feels really good, especially that.
Wait, what is Annalisa? What is happening here? Why did Annalisa?
How's it feel to get another boss down?
Wait, what is this? Why the camera's focused on her too. That's really funny.
Wind is very strong. So I'm from Florida. We have hurricanes. Our mechanic's called hurricane wind. Gotta say, pretty strong hurricane, maybe category 7. Yeah, I mean, the fight's going well, I would say.
245 pulls in. We're still wiping in phase 1. I think they can do it. The problem
This is when
is,
it started
of
to get
course,
depressing. It started getting
consistency.
depressing
They need to
here.
get through phase 1.
The main problem is that the pushback is just so powerful, and with current gear beating.
THD, I fixed these glasses for him in Boston. These are literally held together by super glue. He came up to me and was like, hey, Eiya, do you know how to fix this? Like, the little nose thing fell off. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll super glue it. You can buy new ones when you get home. 2 years later, still wearing them.
Hopefully some P2 progression.
I wish I looked like that
Hopefully
when I
gets to
didn't
second
sleep that much.
intermission.
No, but like seriously, what's going on? It's like I feel like there's this like Chris and Trey like all walking around like having meetings with people, and it's like.
So, I'm going to be real with y'all. This moment was like a little bit scripted. A little bit. We were like, hey guys, let's have a cup of tea in the kitchen and film us talking about how we feel about the current state of the race. So we weren't like given lines to say, but it was like, hey, go over here, have a cup of tea, and like talk about your thoughts. So Cams didn't seem into it. No, Cams was into it. That's just his state of being. So like over here, these blue, I don't think you can see her, but Brooklyn, she's like literally our photographer. She doesn't play World of Warcraft at all. We were like, hey Brooklyn, do you want to just like come sit with us and you can bring your Switch? She was like playing Pokemon. Like it was good. But no, Adine, I mean like we didn't tell anybody what to say, but it was like a set up scenario, if that makes sense. The person talking right now is Andy, by the way. He's like the producer and editor of this whole thing.
We might have to stay here on Saturday and
When did that happen? Because like
this is happening like right now.
No. Like last night, everyone was saying it was gonna die today or tomorrow. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, Christmas. I hate my profile. Ugh.
Yeah, we are having the dreaded conversation.
What is this shirt? It says "Cut my life into pieces," and it looks like an otter or something. But yeah, this is the point in the race where it was like we kind of started to figure out that we weren't going to finish it within like the time frame that we had. I know it's a song, but what is on? Is it literally just a roach? What's the last day of broadcast?
Currently, we're looking at Friday being the last day of broadcast, the day before Christmas.
Did I film this? That sounds like my voice. Was this one of my shots? Did one of my shots make it into this video? What's the last day of broadcast? That sounds like my voice. Did I film this shot? Oh my god, I think I did. I think this was me. Put camera guy. Put film camera photographer person on my resume, guys.
Just, it's not a unique thing to us, like it's Echo too, so like.
I'm such an annoying active listener. People make fun of me for this on AWC. You can hear my ass going, Like I have, You can hear it. People make fun of me when like I ask questions and when Zico and Ven or Sid are talking and I'm like, yeah, right, yeah. Like I don't know that it's coming out of my mouth.
And like that's
you can hear me.
It's not a unique thing to us, like it's Echo too, so like we're both running like pretty similar comps, and we just can't break through to complete phase 2 in order to get to the next phase. Like, it's just not.
I'm so annoying.
I wouldn't say
sometimes.
it's not possible.
A whole bunch of damage. This is definitely going to be a new battle.
Okay, this was the last day that we had budgeted for broadcast, and we had to stop this day no matter what. Like, we were going to let them continue raiding in the facility, but it was like, if they don't kill it today on broadcast, like, the casters in production, they all have to go home.
All right, let's not let...
Because this was like, I don't think it was, I think this was like the 23rd, I think. So it was like the day before Christmas Eve.
And heels go in?
And at this point, like, every single person there, everyone's families were like, when are you going to be home for Christmas Eve? Like, what's the plan? And everybody was like, I don't know, Mom. Sorry. Like, my poor family. I just had no idea. We're at that point in the race because it happens every single tier where Echo and Liquid eventually meet. Is a matter. This is the only segment from my interview that they ended up using, which is unfortunate, but whatever. How far ahead we are. You go to bed and you don't know where Echo is going to be when you wake up, and it's very scary because a few times you've woken up and they've won. This is kind of when the race starts, and it's very nerve-wracking, especially when you're not, you have to just sit and watch it.
Good at tank up.
And that's all you can do.
I made this whiteboard so you could leave messages.
Waveform did that. They put so there, it was like a privacy thing. They didn't want their second monitors showing, so for that shot, they just like they didn't even give me context. They were like, hey, Eiya, can we take a picture of you going like this? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then next thing I know, I'm on all the fucking monitors. Very nerve-wracking, especially when you're not, you have to just sit and watch it.
Good at tank up.
And that's all you can do. The fucking copium. The fucking copium, dude. And that's all you can do. The fucking copium. It's so good.
I made this whiteboard so you could leave messages.
It's
for
true,
your
Lester.
parents. Just-
Yeah, and you know what's sad is a lot of the people, there were like really bad storms happening, so a lot of people like straight up didn't make it home. And I got insanely lucky because there was one person on our staff that was going to Ohio, and they straight up didn't make it home because of the storm. So I got really lucky that I was only going to Denver, and nothing was, like, it was fine.
So that they can have their posy vibes.
You can't allow yourself when someone passes you or something goes wrong to let that immediately hurt your morale, right? Because you're just never going to recover from that. It's a downward spiral. You're not coming back.
So I talked about that in my interview a little bit too. So hopefully they said that I can get that footage and like put it on my own YouTube. So maybe we see that sometime during the race world first. But how like as a host, that's also kind of like my job in a way on the desk. Like I kind of set the tone and I set the vibe, and like you have to be very like this goes for any LAN or any big event that you do and that you work. Like you have to understand, like if you get a job, and this is like advice, I'm giving advice at this point. If you get a job working in esports or even like any kind of high stress environment like this, your attitude, you may think that if you're being like grumpy, it's only affecting you, but like you can so quickly spiral other people on your team if you're having a bad attitude because it's like a hard day or a stressful environment or whatever. Like it is so important to like continue to be a team player and have like a positive mental mindset about things in situations like this, because it can so quickly snowball to other people if you just don't keep that shit in check. Like if it's constantly like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And you just start bitching about how long your hours have been or whatever, like no one wants to work with you. Like that shit is just like not a vibe. And I think that's why I love the Race First, because like most everyone is really good at knowing their job and being really fucking good at it and like keeping a good attitude.
Man,
I
so the
think
boss
that
kind of
was-
has to be okay, and then they get a charge.
This is the
right
last
there,
pull of the night.
delaying-
But that was what? That was
closed
like
in. That is-
14.6%?
Yeah, it was down to the
That is
14s.
fantastic.
That was an incredible pull. So unfortunately for us, that is actually the last that you're going to see us because we kind of have to all go home, sadly.
Good night, fellas. Go back to sleep.
So this was the last day that we could broadcast. And during this segment, I kind of just knew. I just kind of had a feeling. I was like, I don't think it's going to happen tonight. Like, from what I've heard, it's like almost mathematically impossible. So the Raiders were going to continue raiding, and it was going to be like a very bare bones stream with no casters or anything. So I had the job of kind of signing us off and being like, hey, we are, you know, there's no more broadcasts. We have to go home. So I was very emotional. I was high in emotions right there, and I was trying to keep it together, but
We are going to bed. We're going to go to bed, wake up early tomorrow, and we're going to try to kill the bird.
How do you guys feel right now?
I literally was about to cry.
Sad. It's sad, but like also good because like we'll get it tomorrow. We'll get it tomorrow.
We'll get it tomorrow.
It's Trill. See, very tall. I love waveforms so much.
Our relationship with the guild is a bit deep, and that is because we've actually worked alongside them for, this is our 5th race now.
Race is such an important show to us, so it's really sad to leave early.
It is so impressive how quickly Waveform, the production crew, packs and like unpacks. It's insane. You can see it. And this is the office, by the way. Normally, this space is filled with offices or with office desks where people are working, and they turn it into a studio. It's insane. Okay, so this was the last day. They took world first. For context, I was staying at Suki's place. I stayed in their guest bedroom. Like it was just like a weird thing where like, I don't know, I think someone like got COVID or something. So they had to like stay in an extra hotel by themselves. So we like switched people around, and I was like, listen, if someone gives me a car to borrow, I am happy to go stay with Suki. So I stayed in their house and slept with those giant Great Danes because they have a guest bedroom, but it's kind of the Great Danes bedroom. But anyways, it was my last day. I literally left that afternoon. My flight was that afternoon. I was debating on changing it, but it was literally Christmas Eve, as you can see. Literally Christmas Eve. And I was like, I can't change it. I have to go. Like, I want to stay and celebrate with people, but I couldn't. At this point, I'm at Suki's place by myself, packing up. I woke up. I found out that Echo got world first. That was fucking depressing. So I'm like packing and sad. So I'm not even here when this happened, unfortunately. So that's just context of like my morning. So yeah.
Zevi, Nick, and Lip fired up. Start looking for stacks.
AG. Press AG.
The vibes were not great. They weren't as bad as they were in Boston, but the vibes were still not great.
Frontal. Okay, this is Tank Beam.
Stagger me now.
All right, this is the part.
Here's Chef Heidi, dude. Does anyone know Chef Heidi? Literally, that's how into it people get. This is the woman that cooks their food. Chef Heidi. And look at her. She's sitting next to Tags, THD. Like, she's into it. I love it. And this is her dog. I think this is her dog, not Sammy that you saw a lot, but her shy dog, Lucy.
Guzzle soon.
Love Chef Heidi.
We never forecast for
Suki, so cute.
Anytime you start like doing hindsight stuff,
JPC's mom made everyone cookies again. Super cute.
it doesn't really work. Like,
this is a 5-year venture. I think this is public somewhere, but we signed 5-year contracts with all of the guild and the raiders, and for us, this is a venture into MMO, a venture into racing for World First, a venture into World of Warcraft with this guild. When you fall, you just have to get back up again for the next race. And that's what we're gonna do. That's the Liquid way.
It's so emotional. I want to cry. No, Chef Heidi does not play World of Warcraft. I don't even think she plays video games. I think she was hired because she's a professional chef. So through working with Team Liquid, she's kind of become a spectator. Yeah. We are Cooper. Yeah, we're going to the Alienware training facility in LA again. So yeah, so that's the race to first. documentary. Like I said, I didn't have as much input in that. Like I kind of helped behind the scenes, but because I was so busy with casting and stuff, I didn't. It was mostly Nicole and Andy on that one, and then Ben, his name was Ben, did a lot of the filming. So it is, yeah. I love Team Liquid.